right, yeah. We'll be in touch. Welcome to the Debrief. It's Dave O'Neill here, and I'm sitting in the car in Geelong with Bev Killick,
hello,
a comedy legend, and Chris Nelson from the Nelson Twins is in the back.
Hey, can you hear me up front there?
I think we can.
Chris is in the back.
You were just on the podcast, and we've just done the Furphy Beer Hall, which was must be an old hall.
It's very random.
It's very hard to find.
It is a bit,
But it's part of the Little Creatures empire.
Yeah.
But it was good.
Good beer. That Furphy beer is nice.
Yeah, it is good beer. But I mean, we all expected the worst, and it was actually quite good.
We just went through a red light, Dave.
Oh, did I?
Yeah, fuck. Didn't you see that?
That's why I've got you here. I didn't see no red light. Did you see a red light?
Sorry,
Chris?
I didn't see a thing.
I didn't see.
Bad news.
Yeah, officer.
I don't drive, so.
Oh, you don't drive?
No.
Well, anyway, the gig. I nearly killed you, but the gig was good because
It was great.
Small crowd, but they were good.
They just kept coming in, didn't they, Chris?
They did. It was a great show.
Dave was running a bit late.
I was running late because I was waiting for my wife to have her hair done. So
that happens.
she'd already changed the appointment twice, and she wasn't changing it again.
It happens. It's like you think that your hair's going to take an hour.
Does it take a while, does it?
It takes two
hours
two and a bit.
to get it dyed.
And then it's all the blow drying and then all the product. And, and then there's the selling part.
Yeah, well, they sell stuff to you.
Yeah, they put all the product in front of you and go, oh, look how good you look.
I haven't had a haircut in 10 years, so I don't know what you're talking about.
You haven't had a haircut in 10 years, Chris?
Oh, my God. Because your hair's you had a man bun in.
I've got a man bun in as we speak. And
looks good, mate.
Thank you. I just give it a little trim myself from time to time.
Do you?
And we're meeting your partner, Bev.
Yeah.
Bloody
Tony.
Geelong. People that hang out of cars yelling at each other.
I know.
Like Melbourne in the 80s.
It's a bit... They didn't mind me paying out on them tonight, actually. I was calling them a bunch of bogans. It's going, the real estate's really freaking cheap here.
Yeah.
Expect a heap of Westies from Melbourne.
Yeah. Oh, they've already come. Don't worry about that. But so Tony's driving down the highway towards us.
Yeah, Tony can't help himself.
He just loves it.
He just loves looking after me.
God, what a good man. He's always been a good man.
He is a good man.
There's people here.
He's always... Hi. Hey, look, they're rocking out. Woo. Yeah, baby.
It's like something out of Wayne's World.
What's happening on a Thursday?
Yeah, well, Geelong, they're just doing laps. Well, Tony's a sound guy, and we all know Tony from the ESPY.
That's how
That's where you met him.
Yeah. He gave me extra special lights.
Didn't give me nothing. No, he's always been a great guy, Tony.
I had all these chaser lights and everything.
Like, why is Tony giving me so much attention?
I don't know.
What was happening?
Like
then you fell in love.
I think he told Trevi.
I told Trevi around the ESPY.
I told Trevi. So Trevi was the only one who knew.
Oh.
And then
Trevi... It was like having a relationship at work, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
But there's been a few, hasn't there? There's been a few comedy
for sure.
partnerships. Yeah, so Trev used to invite us around for dinner.
Oh.
Just the two of us. And then he'd go inside going, I've just got to go and do something.
Oh, he'd leave you alone.
He'd leave us alone. But Tony didn't get the hint. He was a bit slow.
A bit slow.
And then he'd drive me home and I'd go, bye, and get out.
Oh, no kiss or anything?
Nothing. And that happened for about 8 months.
Oh, my God. You're probably thinking, is there something wrong with him?
It's like...
A gentleman.
I don't know. Is this guy...
For real?
What is going on? And then I told a few comedians, which I shouldn't have.
Yeah.
And they just went, oh, that's bullshit, Bev.
Yeah, right.
You should give him an old 8 months.
Where I come from, if you were in a relationship with someone for 8 months, you're a month off having a kid.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where are you from?
We know where he's from, Wabundary.
Big shout out to the crew out there at Wabundary. They're a huge
big fan of the Debrief of Wabundary people. They got
but it wasn't even like an official date or anything.
Really?
So it was just 8 months of getting to know you.
So that's where I met you at the ESPY.
Yeah.
I must have met you at the ESPY
Hotel.
Hotel.
Ago, wasn't it?
Yeah, and I mean, you've been doing comedy 20 years?
20 years this year.
Wow. Yeah, I'm 30 years.
I used to tell people 15.
Yeah, right.
Because I just didn't want people to think... Because if people think you're shit and you say that
Oh, you've been around forever.
Yeah, and you've been doing it for 20 years. It's like,
it's good.
ooh.
20 years is good. So, when someone says 20 years, I go, well, they've got experience and know what they're doing.
Yeah, and you can just get up anywhere, really.
Yeah, and cope with most stuff that happens.
Well, I'm the comedy virgin then, I guess.
No.
You're 10 years, aren't you?
13.
13? We're all
Isn't
veterans.
it a weird thing how, you could be a doctor by now?
I'd be a surgeon. I could be a surgeon in my
You'd be
field.
like a brain surgeon.
Yeah, I'd be highly respected. I'd be like, because I did a gig for surgeons once, and they do really look up to the older men and women in their, they're really respected. Whereas in comedy, when you get older, there's a bit of a...
I'm in between a veteran and a hack.
And a hack, yeah. That
I'm just
fucking
sitting
guy.
there. Oh, did one of you fart?
That's a bad smell, isn't it?
Oh, what is it?
Well, we're not far from where.
We're not far from Werribee.
Is that it?
Maybe it's the soy chicken chips that I stole from the green room. I've got three bags of chips that I've stolen.
Don't you love it when you get a good green room?
Oh,
that was great tonight.
Yeah, they look after you there.
I said, he looked at me when he first came in and introduced himself, and said, "So there's beer and mineral water," and I just sort of went, my eyes just sort of glazed over, and he said, "Wine?" I went, "Thanks."
Yeah. See,
and
that's
he brought me
good.
a whole bottle to myself.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
Isn't that lovely? That's why I'm slurring.
And you've got to get up early. Are you doing a shoot tomorrow?
Yes.
Can you say what you're doing, or?
I can. When does this come out?
Oh, this will come out a week or so.
I'm filming on Preacher, which is an American series.
Oh, fantastic.
It's being shot in Melbourne, and I won't give away where I'm shooting.
Okay, so is that like we haven't seen that series yet, have we?
It's on Stan.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, but they're shooting this season in Melbourne.
Wow.
At Docklands mostly.
Okay. American series.
The American series, which is Seth Rogen.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And
is that someone waving at us again?
Oh, that's my brother driving.
Oh, that's your brother. The Nelson twins are never far apart.
Justin! It's like an
He
umbilical
just wants to
cord.
make sure I get home safe.
Yeah, what a
Between
good
cars.
brother.
Now, you've got an exciting day tomorrow, Bev, but I am having a coffee with a retired school teacher tomorrow.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's a lovely
Who's
guy.
that?
His name's Rod, and I really like him, but he's about 80 years of age, and I think he thinks that he's mentoring me. And,
are you going to break the news that you're not teaching anymore?
Because Chris is. You were telling me this funny story on the way.
Oh, I've got lots of funny stories, man.
That's why you're a comic.
About the camp. The camp.
The camp?
With the kids.
The kids. Oh, that might have been my brother.
Oh, that was
because
Justin's.
my brother's still school teacher, still does his day job.
Yeah.
That's right. He was away with the kids, and they all ordered Uber Eats at 11 o'clock at
and
night.
he thought that he told them lights out.
Yeah.
Oh, really? And Uber Eats turned up?
And Uber Eats were turning up.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Isn't that hilarious? My kid's school has banned Uber Eats at lunchtime.
Yeah.
Sorry, Chris, you were saying.
So you're going to meet Rod?
So I'm going to meet Rod for a coffee. I always buy his coffee too. I absolutely love the guy. I love chatting to him, but I'm not really getting mentored by him. I just turn up to have a chat and have a coffee.
That's so sweet.
Yeah.
But I think you've got to break the news. I'm not actually teaching anymore. I'm a comedy star. Have you ever watched the TV? I've been on it.
Yeah.
That's what you need to say.
I've just been in the US.
Same stuff on the YouTube.
Funny thing happened tonight, Dave.
Yeah.
Because you weren't there.
I was there because my wife's getting her hair done. Yeah.
The guys, the Nelson twins, gave away a stubby
holder
thing.
Yeah.
What is it called now?
Yeah, stubby
slide
holder
thing. And they said, who has all their grandparents living? And this woman put her hand up. And then she went, oh no, 3.
Yeah, this lady in the crowd.
It was hilarious.
She had forgotten that all her grandparents were dead.
Oh my God.
It was a little bit weird.
Sorry, I forgot.
I forgot.
No, I thought it was just one.
One had died out of the 4.
I think she thought she had one left out of the 4,
Oh.
and then midway through our conversation, she realised that
they were all dead.
Oh, they'd all gone.
Oh my God. The things that people say.
I love old people.
Yeah, old people are a much underutilised resource. Well, I mean, we were just talking about getting old as a comic. And it's true.
It's true.
If you ever meet an old comic and you talk to them, it's really interesting.
They've got so much good information.
Oh, yeah. That's true.
Speaking of old,
because they used to do strip clubs.
Well, yeah.
That's what they did in the 60s
that's
and
right.
70s.
Well,
they used to do comedy before the strippers.
Yeah.
So speaking of old people, my grandma is 90 years of age, still lives on her own, and last week she killed a 5-foot brown snake with a
Jeez.
shovel. I am not kidding.
They breed them tough.
hardcore.
She's like Steve Irwin gone bad.
That is unbelievable. She should have her own show.
Good on her.
Yeah. Oh, she couldn't
my
have her own show. She's deaf.
Oh,
Oh,
right,
no.
okay.
Even
I'm
with the
starting to
hearing
get
aids.
deaf.
Yeah, you can go get tested.
I'm starting. I've got a thing from the doctor. What's it called?
Prescription referral thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
to get a
But
hearing
that's
test.
it's interesting watching people stand up as they get older. Brad Oakes is talking about having a heart attack. I'm talking about a sleeping aid. It's just like Des Dowling talks about doing the poo test when you're 50. So does Denise Scott do that. She talks about the poo. Everyone.
I haven't done mine.
Yeah. So you should.
I don't want to.
Well, you should
We can
find
do it
out.
now.
Have you done yours?
Yeah, I did mine. Of course, I did. I love
Really?
to poo on a piece of paper, and as Tony
No
Martin,
way.
Tony Martin does a routine about. I've always wanted to send shit to the government, and now. No, it's happening.
So what were your results?
No, fine, all fine.
Fine.
Yeah, all fine.
Well, I'm getting to that age. I'm almost 40.
Wow.
You're a
Oh,
young'un.
But do I need to do
40.
something with the prostate? I haven't done any.
No, you should
No.
always get your prostate
But
checked.
also, you just do you get a blood test occasionally?
From time to time.
Yeah, just
You've got to
ask.
have a yearly medical. I
Yeah, you
reckon.
just ask for the PCA or whatever. You know that blood count thing.
Yep.
It just asks for that to be included
Yeah,
because they'll test.
There's no intrusive finger up the bot.
No, they can't do that.
Unless you ask for it.
Yes,
Pay
like
extra.
it. Yeah, there's just normally they test for blood, they test for, sugar, and they test for, diabetes and that stuff.
Yep.
And you just say, can you also just test the PSA or whatever? And they'll just tick a box on the form and
What's PSA?
it's a prostate thing. I don't even know what it stands for, but I've done so many gigs now for prostate cancer
Yep.
and sat through the talk that the doctor or the nurse gives.
Yeah.
I know all about it. Because you know what? He gets up there and he freaks everyone out. He goes, all right, 10 blokes sitting at this table, 3 of you are going to die of prostate cancer or some figure like that. And everyone's looking at each other, oh, fucking hell. But it tends to be older men.
Because men forget that they have to look after their health.
Yeah, it's true.
And they're so frightened.
Yeah.
And yet
true.
with women, like you grow up with it.
Yeah, it's true.
You got to have
that's
this.
true.
You got to have that. You got to
That's
have
true.
mammograms. You got to have pap
true.
smears. You got to have all these things, and you just you can't be embarrassed.
I did a dementia conference the other day, and it was in the classic thing. You know, when you do a hard gig, you walk in, you go, "Oh, what's this going to be like?" In a hospital lecture theatre.
Wow.
And they had a whole day about dementia, professors in dementia, nurses in dementia, an architect who built houses for dementia nursing homes.
Yeah.
And then the guy at the end goes, all right, we're going to have a bit of a lighten the mood now and finish on a laugh. We've got Dave O'Neill coming on. But before I do that, as an expert in dementia, put up your hand if you're over 50. And all the crowd puts their hands up. He goes, you've all got dementia. You just don't know it yet. It's a gradual disease.
God,
Yeah,
really?
Yeah, here's Dave O'Neill. And I just go, I don't know where I am. I've got dementia.
Are you kidding me?
That's a true story. Yeah, the dementia
out.
conference.
Because I think I had to put my father into a home last year.
Oh, is that traumatic?
It was because usually it's my sister that's the boss of the family,
Yeah.
and my brother couldn't do it.
How many is in your family, Bev?
3.
Are you
There's 3
Queenslanders?
kids. Yeah,
Where in Queensland? You're from Townsville? No.
I'm from Townsville.
Wow.
Yeah.
Was your
But
dad in the army?
No, he was a butcher.
Oh, classic job. Was
So
his
that-
name Wall or Cole or
No,
Doug?
Neville.
Nev?
Nev the butcher.
Neville.
But we used to go to the butcher's picnic every year. We'd get a
Oh,
day
the
off
butcher's
school.
picnic.
Yeah, we'd win $25 for a sandcastle competition.
When I was a kid, you used to go to the butcher and he would cut off a piece of meat and give it to you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that doesn't happen anymore.
No, that's...
So that's how my mum and my dad met.
What?
Because Dad was an apprentice butcher in Melbourne.
Yeah.
And Mum is from a family of... she's one of 5 kids. And her mother had died. And they were doing it tough. And so he'd go, my mum's next to me.
Oh.
So to speak.
An extra
There's
sausage.
no nice way of me saying that.
Yeah,
There's
right.
always
well, what a
gonna be a
nice
bit of
man
innuendo.
Neville was.
Yeah, Nev the Dev, we call
And
it.
so you put him in the home.
Oh, it was awful.
Yeah.
So it was me. It all rested on me. And because I'd said to him about 3 weeks prior, Dad, if you find it too difficult, please just call me and we'll do it really slowly. and we'll do it with love. It's all going to be fine. Just give me a call. So he did. Because I think I'm the one that he knows is just going to be...
You're his favourite.
Yeah, maybe. Lighthearted about it and not too serious, and be loving and kind and slow, you know?
Yeah.
Because as much as I'm a racy chick, broad, I'm also a very loving and kind person.
Racy, bit saucy.
So up I went to Rockhampton, and
oh my God.
I stayed there for about a week, and I had to look into all these what
Homes.
to do and fill out all these
Yeah, they have to
forms.
sell their home, don't they?
Yes, because he had this cottage.
Yeah.
So it had to go back to, you know, the people who owned it. Because I think it cost him $75,000, and he could stay there as long as he wanted, and then something went back to him. Anyway, so I had to organise all that. I had to do all these paperwork for Miles, and then I asked him what his top 5 homes were, and then we went and looked at them.
Imagine putting together that top 5. Wow.
It was unbelievable.
Number 2 and 3 are tying.
Oh, man.
What was the home like that he's gone into?
The one that I stepped into, that he's now at, actually, I walked in there and there was so much noise. There was all this singing going on, and there were all these pets, all these dogs to pet.
Oh, wow.
And there was all this stuff going on, and this woman approached me with purple hair, who was the manager. And she said, look, we'd love to have Neville on the list, but we just have to wait. ...
Right.
And I said, for what?
For what?
And
yeah.
she said, for someone to pass away.
For someone to pass away.
And I just went, well, no wonder there's a waiting list. Look how happy they are. No one's going to want out. Can you please just keep it down? Keep the entertainment to a minimum.
And then someone passed away and he got in.
Someone passed away and he got in. And he was very happy.
Oh, and
then
so...
he got sooky.
Oh, yeah, they get up. Yeah, right.
And he thought that we were just dumping him there.
Gosh.
So my sister and my brother-in-law came up to Rockhampton to help me, and we packed up his cottage, which was very sad, because he had a Google cupboard.
What's
you know
that?
How we just look up public transport and stuff.
Oh,
online.
he had all these pamphlets and that.
Everything on a cupboard wall, sticky taped.
Oh.
All the bits and pieces of information that you could possibly think of. He had it. And I took photos of his Google cupboard.
Yeah, of course. Of course.
Hilarious.
So how many in your family?
My sister is the eldest.
Yeah, right.
Deborah.
Where are you? Yeah.
She's in Toowoomba, and then I'm in the middle.
Yeah, right.
And then my brother Jeffrey, he lives on the outskirts of Toowoomba.
Oh, wow, Toowoomba.
My sister is a teacher. She's a professor in mathematics.
Oh, my God. And what's your brother do?
My brother is a harmonica playing hippie dude.
So why did you get into comedy? Like, what did you do before? You studied acting, didn't you?
Yeah, I started acting when I was like 18.
Right.
Till when I was 30.
And so then why did you get into comedy? Like,
because I was always getting tips for being funny.
Yeah, right.
Pubs and clubs.
So where'd you do your first gig?
Starngutta.
Oh, wow.
I know, right?
That's where Fiona O'Loughlin did her first gig.
Yep. It's a first for a lot of us.
Yeah.
And Dave Grant was my first ever MC.
Oh, okay, great. The late great Dave Grant, yeah.
Yeah, I belong to the Dave Grant Club.
Yeah, right. Oh, I didn't know you were around the Star and Garter. I vaguely...
No.
Because you would have started around the same time as people like Chris Bennett. Was he before you?
He was before me.
Right.
Who did I start?
Des would have been... Des Dowling.
Des Dowling.
Des, been on podcasts.
Tom Gleeson. Chris Franklin.
Yep. Right.
Yeah, no, Betters and all those guys were already...
They'd already started, so I would have been starting, yeah.
But I used to go and see you before I even met you.
Really?
Yeah.
Where at?
At the Espy.
Oh, the Espy, yeah.
So that was my church on a Sunday, before I even knew I was a comedian.
Yeah, right, wow.
I used to go down there.
It was good. I saw just on Facebook Matthew Hardy was doing his show there, which is a great show about football.
Yep.
Saturday Afternoon Fever. And it was packed.
Yep.
I thought, yeah.
I was supposed to go to that last week.
Oh, you'd love it. You would have loved it, Chris, because it's footy.
Chris is a footy fan.
Yeah, you'd love it.
Oh, and I'm a St Kilda fan, which is...
Oh, you'd love it even more.
Is who Matt has written the book about.
Well, it's on tomorrow night.
It is. I'm supposed to be going.
Are you working, though? Or?
Well, I've got a friend who has got a ticket for me.
Go, you should go.
Well, I should go, but I just don't know if I want to give Matt $40.
Well, we'll get some freebies. Come on.
You know, funnily enough, I actually stayed with Matt when I was in London.
Really, Hardy?
Yeah, I stayed with Matt Hardy when I was in London.
Yeah.
And Justin and I went out for a gig one night and we came home and Matt had been stabbed at the front door.
What?
Yeah, some
Stabbed
chav-
where?
Stabbed in the hand. Some chav had
What?
tried to steal his wallet and
Yeah.
Matt tried to pay him
Far
off.
Mate, I'm not fucking having that, mate.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's-
So I think
Oh, my
I don't know if he
God.
talked him down, but the guy kind of shanked him and then
He
took
was
off.
one of the first people I met in
Man.
comedy, Matthew Hardy.
Yeah.
Same.
He's a
I
great
met
guy.
Matt Hardy. The old bloke. What's his name?
Matt Hardy's younger than me.
Matt Hardy, the older guy that ran comedy in England.
Yeah. Who used to get his penis out on
Yeah,
stage?
and he used to get
and
his
he had a
balls out.
mysterious death.
Yes,
he used to run up the creek in England.
That's right.
Yeah,
and I became friends with him through the SP.
Yeah, he was a good guy.
Because
He was the first person I ever saw do the joke. They say there's 2 times you're at the Melbourne Comedy Festival, one on the way up and one on the way down.
That's it.
Well, it's great to be back.
Yeah.
It's the best. It is
Yeah.
the best opener ever.
So I became friends
We
with
could
him.
have done that in Geelong tonight.
Yeah, we
2
could.
times you played Geelong. What was his
True.
name? Oh, it's killing
Yeah,
me.
no, it's Matt Hardy.
Oh,
No.
Malcolm Hardy. Malcolm Hardy.
So I met, and he's Hardy, double E.
Yes.
So I met him because Trevor Hoare, who rang the SP,
Ran the Espy, yeah.
rang me and he said, Bev, we've got Malcolm Hardy in town and I would love for you to
Meet him?
and show him around Melbourne.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
Now, Tony's not going to be in this servo, is he?
Oh, I don't know. Should I ring him?
Well,
I'm halfway through a story.
yeah, okay. Well, anyway. No, well, it's too late now anyway, so...
So I meet Malcolm Hardy and Matthew Hardy at the same time, right?
Yeah, they're mates, yeah.
Yeah, they're big mates because Matthew used to live in England. And we get along great guns. So the 3 of us sort of go out on the town and whatever. And then Matthew starts to get his nose out of joint because Malcolm and I are in cahoots. And we're just
Oh,
like,
right.
chat, chat.
Yeah, right.
And so I ended up spending the whole week with Malcolm every day, every night. We were just lived in each other's pockets.
Yeah, wow.
It was unbelievable.
Did you ever do his club in England, up the creek?
No, he wanted me to.
It's supposed to be so brutal.
Yeah.
I never did.
But I ended up going on a film when I was in England. These people contacted me, friends of Malcolm Hardy, to talk about him.
Yeah,
This
right.
was when he was still alive.
Oh, wow. Was he sick, was he? Or
No.
did he fall in the river?
He lived on a houseboat.
Yeah, that's right.
And he was a pisshead.
He ran a comedy room called Up the Creek.
Up
Up
the
the
creek.
creek.
Fell in
And
the
it
creek.
ran.
He fell in the creek, yeah,
I know.
yeah.
This was in the Thames. So he ran this place called Up the Creek, and it was absolutely brutal. Like,
Brutal.
people used to go there
Yeah.
just to heckle. So they'd try and out heckle each other. And this is where, you know, the balloon. You know when they. What's the guy from? The young ones.
Yeah, Rick Mail.
Rick Mail.
Nate Emerson.
So, yeah, they were all mates.
Yeah.
So the young ones was actually, and this is all in Malcolm's book, was all about this flat
Yeah, where
that
Malcolm lived.
had.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
And they all lived there because
Yeah,
Malcolm
wow.
didn't give a shit. It was pretty much a squat.
Yeah.
And there was all these, starving artists living at this place. And then they came up with all these ways to make money, right? So they did this nude balloon thing where they all had all these balloons and then they'd prick them.
Yeah, that's what I remember seeing that on the
Yeah.
Prince Pat. Yeah. They come on to it. I think they came on to a classical or something like That's it. Yeah. Bang. It was famous in the
Yeah,
in the
very
80s.
famous.
80s and the
And
90s.
then they used to do Punch and Judy stuff and all sorts of crazy.
They were crazy
shit.
guys.
And the young ones was about them.
Oh, really? Model on them.
About
there you
them.
go.
So that's
go.
how it all started. Anyway, so when Malcolm and I just became great mates and we wrote to each other.
Oh my God, before the internet. This is before the
Absolutely,
internet.
like with a pen wrote.
Was Tony jealous?
No.
Oh,
And
boy.
we just became such great friends.
Yeah.
And so he passed away. He was in his dinghy on his way out to his houseboat with a heap of alcohol, and he fell over the side.
Wow.
Because it toppled.
But he looked old back then, didn't he?
No.
Or was he
there
young?
Are people like that.
Yeah, he just looked old when he was probably
he had
40.
Those massive glasses.
Yeah.
Like Coke bottle kind of, black rim glasses, like one of the...
He was just a funny... one of those guys is born funny, I reckon.
He is
funny guy.
hilarious. He used to do Glastonbury every year.
Yeah, right.
He started the comedy tent.
The comedy tent.
He was that person.
He'd hang out with Keith Allen, Lily Allen's dad.
Yeah.
He hung out with all that crowd.
And then one time there was too much nosebleed from a tent next door. So he went, hang on a minute, I'll be back. Just hang on a minute.
Oh, no.
Stay with me. And he went and got a tractor and then rammed the tractor in the tent.
Really?
That's
Is this in Glastonbury?
Yeah, Glastonbury.
I've heard some horror stories. The great Jeff Green was telling me one day he was performing there in the comedy tent.
Yeah.
And the poo truck come in to remove the poo. They hit the wrong button and they pumped the poo into it.
Oh my God!
Pumping it out.
Oh.
Sounds like a disaster.
Yeah.
As if you wouldn't know, on, off.
Well, you would have done festivals, Bev. Have you done any...
Yeah.
What ones have you done?
Oh.
You're a bit of a fan of Comfest. Are you a fan
Yeah, comedy.
What's the one where you get
yeah.
nude in the mud? Is it Rainbow Serpent? Or
No,
is it
Confest.
Confest.
I've done about 30.
Oh my God, so did you do gigs there or?
Yeah, I used to run, I used to help run comedy comedy workshops.
I didn't know that happened
We had
there.
a comedy tent at one stage.
Oh, wow.
And you just sort of put in for it, and the directors would say, yeah, and I was one of the directors, so I just went, yeah. And I did one nude once. I did a comedy workshop nude.
Nude?
And I just went, you know what, people, you're part way there. You know what I mean? You just, seriously.
But I just bought a book at the airport, and you're in it, and it's written by Joanne Brookfield.
Oh, that's a great book.
Yeah, and it's called
No Apologies. Yeah.
And you talk about doing a gig in Edinburgh in the nude.
Yes. Oh, you read it?
I've read the whole book. I was on a plane to Tamworth. I had nothing to do.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I've read the whole book. Yeah,
That's
you
fabulous.
feature in it a fair bit.
Do I? Oh.
I should have bought a copy for you. I should have thought of that. Anyway.
I've got one in the mail.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, no, it was in Edinburgh, and they'd found out. It was there's in Edinburgh when they have the Aussies meet up.
Oh, okay, yeah, no, but anyway.
Well, they had an Aussies meet up.
Sure.
Anyway, so it was this Spiegel tent, and someone tapped me on the shoulder and they said, I hear you're a nudist. And I just went, excuse me? And they were doing the naked brunch.
Yeah, right.
Right? And I said, yeah, sure, I'll do it. And it was this real closed off affair. You had to be nude.
Yeah, like the waiters were nude and everything.
Everyone was nude. The lighting guys were nude. Everyone was nude. Sound people.
Well, that's good because it's democratic then.
It was hilarious, right? But
some guy with clothes in there and you're like, you pervert.
Yeah, pervert.
They had paper down the seats.
Oh,
which I
funny.
thought was an extra touch.
Well, British, yeah.
But before me, there was like an acrobatics act.
Oh, no.
And then there was a quartet. And it was just hilarious and it was full on. And but I had some extra sort of danger level.
Yeah.
Because I had curry the night before.
Oh, no.
At a mosque. This is my favourite mosque to go to for curry. And I was also menstruating, so...
Oh, man, this is the full deal.
It's like, I don't know what that danger level is.
Did you get paid to do that gig?
Nah,
No.
I didn't care. It was just one of those where it's like, stupid stuff.
An experience.
Total
An experience. You're listening to the Debrief with Bev Killick and Chris Nelson's in the back, and we'll be back, because Bev, you should ring Tony.
Yeah, I've got to ring Tony.
I'll just hang on.
Tony?
We'll be back in a minute. Hey, this is Dave O'Neill.
And Glenn Robbins.
And we do a podcast called Somehow Related.
And we talk about two random topics that you wouldn't think were related, but in actual fact, they are.
Yes, it's a great podcast. We love it. We listen to it ourselves.
Come along, join in. Don't bet, don't gamble, but
Don't
learn
Google.
something. And if you go to a dinner party, you've got a perfect way to start a conversation.
So many facts to bore people with on this podcast. Tune in. Somehow Related. You're back on the Debrief. Bev Killick's here. Chris Nelson in the back. I'll ask you my questions I ask everyone, Bev.
Yeah.
Hey, Chris. What went well tonight and why? In terms of your act or the gig?
They were really cash.
The crowd were great. That's
were
what
casual.
went well. They were an awesome crowd.
Yeah, you didn't have to go out all guns blazing.
Yeah, that's
you could
interesting.
Just do your stuff.
And what didn't go well?
The acoustics I found were a little bit tough. I think being an old
Too loud.
Yeah, that's my next question.
Bit echoey.
Any organisational hazards get in the way, and that's...
There wasn't enough marketing,
Well, yeah, they didn't promote it properly.
and it's so dark.
It's like it's kind of hard to
Outside, it's very hard to find.
find. But everyone in Geelong would know that place, though. That's the
I
thing.
don't know. How long has it been there?
Oh,
It looks like it's a 100-year-old building.
yeah, it's a very old building, but everyone would know the Little Creatures. Because my mate who lives down there said, "Oh, Little Creatures," but he hadn't heard of Furphy Hall before.
It's pretty
It's
specky.
it's a good place. Obviously, people go there for functions and stuff.
And the pizzas were great.
well,
And they looked after us.
John, who lives down there, said that people walking past, coming from the restaurant, going, "What's going on in this room?" Oh, it's
Really?
comedy. Oh, comedy, really? So they just know it.
There was
knew anything
there
about
was a
it
chalkboard inside the actual building complex.
with
So
no mention.
That was comedy.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, that's good for the staff, anyway.
Well, I think you were the only person on the poster, Dave.
Yeah, that's.
Yeah.
See, you guys should have been on there.
I made up my
We're
own
huge
little
in Geelong. We're huge.
one on pink collage.
Yeah, you
this
did.
afternoon.
But also, they don't realise that if you put several people on there, you're going to appeal to a lot, a
Yeah.
variety of people. And
Oh,
also, people go,
yeah.
"Oh, that's value for money." There's,
That's
but anyway.
So a diverse group. No, but I mean, it was a great crowd because of that diversity,
Yeah.
and they all were there for that reason. They were there for comedy,
Yes.
so that's why we didn't leave them hanging for too long.
And how can we do better next time?
I reckon
Promote it. Promote it.
Promoting the gig is a good idea.
Because I was talking to the guy that I know, and his mates were saying it's not hard in Geelong. It's not like you live in Sydney,
Nah.
where there's so much shit going on. Geelong, you just do the local papers,
That's
the
it.
radio, Facebook, and that's
it's not hard.
posters.
Does Geelong have its own radio station?
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
K-Rock and
K-Rock.
Bay FM.
Ah.
And I
That's
was on
two.
last week. If I knew the numbers were down a bit,
Yeah, you could have plugged it.
I could have plugged it. But yeah, they need to get on K-Rock. They need to get in the local rags. Like what's the equivalent of Beat magazine?
They have they have Forte down there.
Right, Forte.
And Geelong Advertiser. They've
Yeah.
got their own newspaper.
But I mean,
Anyway.
that was a really good show.
Yeah, they were good. They were nice people. And
There's
it
a lot
was
of
great.
bang for buck, really.
Yeah, they go, man.
Because I know whenever I've played down there, like in theatre shows, at the
G-Pack.
G-Pack, it's always sold out.
Well,
Yeah,
I can
really good
remember.
crowds. People go out.
I can
Yeah.
remember doing shows there in Geelong years ago above a Chinese restaurant. I think that was Des Dowling's gig.
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
above
It's
a
an old.
Chinese
It was an old
restaurant.
dance
The
studio.
gigs we do.
That's correct.
The
That's
studio, and the guy that ran it had a hook on his arm,
He did, yeah.
What?
on his hand,
Yeah.
like a pirate.
Oh,
Yeah.
And of course, everyone's like, "Don't ask." And Flew just goes, "Hey man, how'd you get that hook?"
did he used to be on Triple R?
And the guy goes, "Oh, it was a car accident."
And what did you feel about the gig tonight, Dave?
I thought it was
We
good.
were texting you going, yeah, Chris is going to be near the
In the
car
car
park.
park.
He's going to be directing you to the green room.
You guys were very helpful, and I thought that it was a great gig because it was just you could muck around a bit, do your newer stuff. You didn't have to do the. They were a great crowd. They were really good.
It's like they didn't really know what hard and fast comedy was, so you could sort of just be like,
Relaxed.
more relaxed.
And also, I just love those three guys my age sitting down the front. Gordon, Mark, and Murray
Weren't they lovely?
sitting on the couch.
Now,
Yeah.
Mark, who was sitting
Mark
in the front
Langley.
row, is Mark Langley, who has just retired from Defence Force
Ah, is
Entertainment.
that who it was?
So he was the guy who booked all of us to go.
Yes.
So I went over to the Solomons.
Like I've met him
With Mark.
before.
Yeah.
I got in trouble a little bit.
What for?
Apparently I was swimming nude in the pool, but it was a flesh-coloured swimsuit.
You bloody naturalist again. You and your nudity.
And apparently I was playing this game called Human 10-pin Bowling. It was wet. It was torrential rain. There was wet tiles. Guys hadn't had fun in a while.
Yeah.
I don't think. Do we still have troops or Australian Federal
No, they-
Police in the Solomons? I don't
No,
think we do.
I think it's if they do, it's
Right.
very minimal.
Yeah.
And that's just to keep an eye on things. But it wasn't like what it was way back when there was the uprising.
Sure.
Yeah.
Mark organised the tour for me one time where I went to Dubai and we went out to this American base.
Do you mean
yeah.
we, as in you and
Me and my brother, yeah.
Right.
And we went to this American base, and they were quite conservative. And my brother and I did a whole heap of Jesus material, and they banned comedy for 2 years.
Hey, that's an achievement, mate. That's an achievement. Sorry about
George
that.
Smilovich was flown out like that day. Like, get out.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Well,
Yeah.
Ostentatious is a cruise, and this was before anyone did cruises, a long time ago. And he was on a cruise, and they said, don't be late, don't underdress, and don't hang shit on the captain. And so,
And what did he do?
guess what? He was late, and he walked on stage and said, sorry, I'm late, but I've been fucking the captain up the arse. And
He's an idiot.
all the lights went off.
They just got
See
the
you
chopper
later.
and landed it.
They dropped him off in Fiji or somewhere.
Sayonara.
See you later.
He is such a dickhead. Don't ever book Ostentatious.
Oh.
Ever. I've done
Crazy.
so many gigs now where he hasn't shown up and I've just been...
Yeah.
You know,
I did a gig with him in Canberra years ago, and he's talking to me really nicely, and he does that thing where he just goes, oh, that support act was shit, wasn't
I
it?
know,
Just
what
bangs
was that
you.
about?
Yeah, it's not very
I
nice.
did one at, what's it called? Oh, some jazz bar. And I did pretty well. You
Yeah.
know, 20 minutes before him.
And he slagged you off.
And he totally slagged me off.
Yeah.
But no one laughed.
Yeah, I know.
Because
That's
they liked
They
me.
liked you, yeah. I know.
And it's like, what a fucking idiot.
Oh, mate, I'm a genius. When I met him, he goes, I'm essentially a filmmaker. I said, how many films have you made? He said, none.
Man.
Well, then you're not a filmmaker.
I think he's got a...
There's something wrong with him.
There's
something
got to
wrong with
be.
him. There's definitely something wrong with him.
He rings people out of the blue, other Jewish people, to get gigs out
yeah.
of them, and
Put me on.
asks for $5,000 or something.
Oh, yeah, that'd be right.
It's
Oh, my God.
ridiculous.
Anyway, if you're listening, Austin, big shout out.
Yeah, you're a shithead.
Now, Bev, you can follow on Twitter and Facebook.
Yeah.
Give me Instagram. You Instagram?
Yes, I do.
Cool. Follow
My
Bev
daughter
Killick.
put me onto it.
Oh, there you go. And Chris, of course, these guys are on as well.
Yeah,
That's Nelson
Facebook,
Twins.
Nelson Twins.
Nelson Twins.
Dave, what have you got coming up?
I'm just. I was trying to think of something funny to say. I'm sorry. I can't think of anything.
I'm coming
No,
up.
just doing gigs, man. Just doing gigs. Just, life on the road.
Yeah, come back from Geelong.
I just came back from Geelong. I went to Tamworth on Tuesday and did a building supplies conference.
Unbelievable.
Oh, it was unbelievable.
So that's 2 planes, isn't it?
Yeah, it is 2 planes, you're right.
Do you get the milk run?
Yeah,
Have you ever done the milk run?
No.
Unbelievable. I was on a milk run once, right? I had to go to Quilpie.
Where's that?
Oh, middle bumfuck nowhere. Wouldn't that be great if that was actually a place?
Yeah.
Anyway, so it's about 4 stops on a light plane.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And then on the way back, I went, oh, stuff this. I need a cigarette. Right? Well, surely I've got time. Because they wait for about 15 minutes.
Yeah, well, they get the
20
milk
minutes.
out.
People get off, people get on. And I said to the hostess, because she said, if there's anything you need, just ask. I said, would you mind if I had a cigarette? A little bit of a smoko? And she said, I'll just ask the captain. And then she came back, she said, the captain said that's fine. And she escorted me off into this little gated area.
Fantastic.
I had a ciggy. And then got back on the plane.
1970s plane travel. While you
And
smoke.
Anita Highs, who I was on this tour with, was just like, I would never have believed that if I hadn't seen that with my own eyes. I had a ciggy break.
Ciggy break on a plane.
Unreal.
Well, you've been listening to the debrief. Hopefully we'll meet up with Tony very soon, Bev's loved one. And Chris is getting the train home, so it's all good. It's all happening.
Thanks, Dave.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye.
Over and out.
Phone hacks.
Hey guys, if you're looking for a new podcast, check out the Phone Hacks podcast on the Nearly Network, starring comedians me, Mike Goldstein, and Nick Capper. Capper, what's the premise?
Basically, we go through each other's phones, and we also have a special guest. We go through their phone as well, and we put out some hacks that really ruin each other's lives.
Yeah, it's highly entertaining, but it's been excruciating and anxiety-filled, so please enjoy our pain.
Phone hacks.